Hi y'all, this is Mrs. Keith. I'm doing notes today over segments of a circle. I thought we would start these notes by doing a warm-up first. So the first page is a warm-up. The warm-up is intended just to remind you of things like how to find the area of a sector, how to find the area of a triangle. You can find these notes on Canvas. You can print them off, or you can just write it all down on your own set of notebook paper. It's up to you. As far as the warm-up goes, you're welcome to follow along with me, or you may want to work them on your own and then come back and make sure you got them right. Or you may know that you have this down and you don't need extra practice. So it's up to you. I'm going to go ahead and work these. So, finding the area of a sector. The area of a sector, your formula is theta divided by 360. That gives you the fraction of the circle, and you multiply that times the area. That's one way to do it. Another way to do it is by setting up a proportion. So it's whichever method you feel is more comfortable for you. To do a proportion, you would do theta over 360. That gives you the fraction of the circle, and it should equal the sector area over the total area. Okay, so you can do it either way. I'm going to use the formula, so I'm going to say area equals, my angle measure is going to be 60 degrees because the central angle always equals the arc measure, so 60 over 360 times pi, and then my radius is 30, so you'll square that. Oops, sorry about that. Okay, so then multiplying that out, 60 over 360 is 1/6 times pi, and then 30 squared is 900. When you multiply 1/6 times 900, you get 150, and then that pi attached. So that's an exact answer. If you get the decimal answer, it would be 471.239, and then millimeters squared. Either answer is fine. So that's how to find the area of a sector, if you will recall. Now we're going to find the area of a triangle, and I'm just going to scroll up. All right, to find the area of a triangle, your formula is area equals 1/2 base times height. That base and height, when you multiply them together, they have to be perpendicular. You have to see that right angle symbol. So if it's on a right triangle, then you're in luck. You've already got something that's perpendicular. So it's really easy to plug it into the formula. So 1/2, my base would be 12, and my height is 5. And then when you multiply that out, half of 12 is 6, and then 6 times 5 is 30. So the area for this triangle would be 30 units squared. So that one's nice. All right, let's do one that's a little more difficult. Let me move that up. Okay, if we want to find the area of this triangle, we're going to use that same formula, 1/2 base times height. If you'll notice though, when you do the base and the height, again, they have to be perpendicular, and I don't see any right angles. I see 30, 30, and 120. That's definitely not a right triangle. So we're going to have to make a right triangle, or make a right angle in there. So I'm going to draw this height. Now it's perpendicular to that, so that's going to be the height of this triangle because it's perpendicular to the base. This is an isosceles triangle, so remember when you draw that height, it breaks this up into 2 equal angles. It breaks that vertex angle into 2 equal angles, so both of those are 60. So if you'll notice here, you've got a 30, 60, 90 triangle. So you can use those rules if you'll remember them. The side across from 30 is x, the side across from 60 is x squared root of 3, and the side across from your right angle is 2x. You can use that or use trig, your SOHCAHTOA. Whichever way you like it better. So if I use 30, 60, 90 rules, then the side across from, if this right here, the side across from your 90-degree angle, that's my 2x side. That means x equals 2, and that's the side across from 30. So it's going to be 2. The side across from your 60-degree angle is going to be 2 square root of 3. And then because this is an isosceles triangle, it breaks this up into 2 equal parts. So this is 2 square root of 3 as well, which makes this whole base 4 square root of 3 when you add those two together. So now I've got a height and I've got a base that I can plug into my formula. So area equals, the base is 4 square root of 3 times 2. When I do half of 4 square root of 3, it becomes 2 square root of 3. But I still need to multiply by 2. I'm just showing my work. So 2 square root of 3 times 2 is going to be 4 square root of 3. And so that's the area for this triangle. Now, if you'd done it using trig, then you would have you would have gotten a decimal value. And so that decimal would be 6.928. Either answer is fine. Okay, so that's just some reminders. Let's do our regular notes now.